Hello everyone and welcome back. So, been doing a little bit of sprucing up since the last episode. Already this, as you can see. So I've been messing around with some of the designs of the house a little bit. So the big thing that I wanted to change up, obviously you can tell this doesn't look the same as it did, but I wanted to add like a little balcony so I can overlook the wheat field a little bit. So I took out this big window here and kind of just replaced it with like a little double door balcony area that we can walk out onto, which is kind of cool. I like it a little bit. Still kind of want to like mess with the design a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about this stone or anything like that. And the roof, I don't know, the roof is kind of weird, but I kind of like it at the same time, so I'm not completely sure if I want to mess with it at all. But yeah, so we used to come up from that side over there, but it was kind of weird because if you it was like hollowed out right here, and then you would end up on this block, and it was a little awkward to get to the door because you would either have to, like, I don't know, just watch out for this hole or whatever it may be. So I just ended up moving this staircase over here, kind of like made this little study area underneath here. I moved the cartography table over here just to, I don't know, because the map's over here, I guess, and put just some small decorations over here. So everything else down here is the same. At least it should be since the last episode. I put a stair here, and instead of the door being flush here, just to give it a little bit more depth, I just flipped it. So nothing crazy there. Over here from the tree farm is over that way, and I decided I would kind of extend the path on out this way a little bit, just because I'm really liking the way that these paths look. So I kind of just extended it on this way and went out that way a little bit and came out this way a little bit. I don't know if I want to end up rounding it all the way around it or what the deal is, but I kind of want to start making some houses here and there, especially if we're going to be breeding some villagers and stuff like that. It would be kind of cool to see them, I don't know, moving back and forth between some of the houses. So I figured if we make like a little wood cutting house or something like that, we could put it like over here, or I don't know, just somewhere, maybe even over here in this little vacant lot of land that we have, just somewhere up here, something like that, and connect the road to it or something. So I just extended this out a little bit. I think I ended up raising some of those blocks up because those trees were only like 4 tall at the maximum. So I raised that up a little bit just to see if we could get a little bit more wood from that. I had to widen this little frame out right here on this to make sure that it would, you know, I guess flow into it easier. And I put some terracotta in here just to kind of make it look a little bit more interesting, I guess, because it kind of matches the same like color scheme. And then as you can see, I went ahead and redid a little bit of this. So I brought this all the way around so that way we can connect it to our actual like wheat farm area. Don't look at that. And I don't know, I just added some details here and there just to make this little garden a little bit more interesting, I guess. Because it all did kind of look a little bit bland, and I've been meaning to come back through and, you know, spruce a lot of this up anyway. And after just getting a lot of inspiration from watching different people on YouTube and stuff like that, and getting a lot of like motivation to actually build and like make things look a lot nicer, this like just doing the initial path over there and doing the wheat field really, like, I don't know, sparked a lot of inspiration for me to come back through and make a lot of this stuff look nicer. So really quick, since it's getting nighttime, I ended up putting a bed over here because I hated running all the way back to the house every time since I've been working so much down here. So we'll sleep, and then bush. But yeah, so I actually ended up pushing the wheat farm all the way back to the wall there, just small details here and there. I pushed all of these back to the wall. And then kind of just put like a small little border around it and just added some small like accents here and there, a lot of bushes and stuff like that. I moved the bamboo inside the fence instead of outside. I think one of the next things I'm going to do is probably tear down this, not really tear down the wall, but like even it out more, and probably mess with the top of it a little bit and kind of swap some of the blocks in it to make it look a little bit more textured and nice. But yeah. There was some trees and stuff here. I ended up filling up like a little hole that was here and cutting down all these trees because I kind of want to, I don't really like that hole in the ground we have anymore for the cow, or like for all of those animals. I kind of want to make their own individual little, you know, stalls, I guess, for like their pens or whatever you want to call it for each animal, just because it'll match the way that these paths and like the building styles kind of progressing into. We're gonna probably keep that hole. I might end up making it a little bit smaller, just so that way we can actually have that as like a dedicated little cow area, so that way we can keep using that semi-automatic cow farm that we made last episode. But I'll have just some, like, I guess not really for functionality purposes, but more of just like a scenic thing, like just details. We'll have like little pins for different animals and stuff like that. We probably won't even end up using them that much, but just to have them so that way they look nice out in the world. Yeah, we'll try to add some of those throughout here. So I made sure to I told you guys this was going to be the area where I did the bees, so I went ahead and extended this little path, and yeah, I put down the first bee nest or beehive, whichever this is, I can't remember. And I know that the big thing with the bees is you want to have a campfire underneath it, so I wanted to make sure you couldn't really see the campfire that much or anything. So I put these little nice birch trapdoors, put one on top just to make it look a little bit more neat. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is already full of honey. You can see it dripping down a little bit, but I didn't have a campfire underneath it until now. So we're going to start trying to harvest this. I'll try to keep harvesting this as much as I can, so that way we get the little honeycombs and stuff like that. That way we can actually make the man-made bee nests or beehives, whichever one. I forgot to look at. I think this is a bee nest, and then I think we'll be making beehives, but I think it could be the other way around. But yeah, I'm going to try to start working on this. I wish they would come out so I could breed them, but there is in fact 2 in here. Hey, there's one. They're so cool too. They just walk around or fly around and mess with the flowers a little bit. I made sure to get rid of all of the flowers on this little hill, and I went out in the plains here a little bit and got rid of all of the flowers here, just because the first thing that this little bee did was he went all the way over there to try to grab some flowers, or like pollen from the flowers over there, and I was like, I really want them to stay, you know, in like our little area, but because they can fly, it's not like we can just make a wall. I'd have to make like a dome over this, and that's not fun, and it would look really weird. So I got rid of a lot of the flowers. You can still see a lot of them up there, but kind of went within like a radius and tried to get rid of as many of them as I could. That way they're not flying super far away. But yeah, hey, there's a baby bee. I've already bred them once, so hopefully the other bee will come out so I can breed him again. But it doesn't look like he wants to show himself. But yeah, this is very cool. So I'm going to try to keep breeding these and build up a couple more of these nests and everything and scatter them out throughout this little area. I'm probably not going to keep the flowers like this. I have them all in like diagonals, but I think I would rather them be more scattered out and random, so that way it doesn't look like stripes, I guess. But yeah, been working on that a little bit, so I'm going to come back and try to expand this little bee farm a little bit as much as I can, try to harvest this as much off camera, so that way you guys don't have to sit through that. And yeah, we're expanding this out, and then hopefully we can start building a house or two and start working on getting our villagers up and at them. So I will see you guys whenever we start to get some of this done. Alrighty, so we're at the house really quick, and I want to show you guys. So as you can see, I know you guys probably won't recognize it as much as I do because I'm the one playing in the world, but I've added a new path that goes down here. And what do we have here? Oh, something in our little bee area. So if we walk outside, I'm really bad to jump over this middle section here, and I figured normally like this was the only pathway down, but I've noticed that a lot of the times I really want to get down here a lot quicker, so I'll end up just jumping over the fence right here and kind of just making my way down the hill. So I figured if it's a spot where I really want to like maneuver through a whole lot anyway, I might as well just turn it into a path instead of forcing myself to go around the long way. So yeah, we can come all the way over here, and then yeah, you can see the bees. So I've been breeding them as much as I can. I don't know why, but they really like to stay inside their little hive a lot. So I've just been breeding them on and off whenever there's enough of them out to to let me breed. But it seems like every time you use shears on a little bee box or a bee nest or a beehive or whatever they're called, it seems to give you 3 honeycombs each time, which is just enough to make a new beehive. So I've harvested it a couple of times. I actually have an excess of honeycombs in my base now. Like, not a whole bunch, but like I think I have like a stack of 20 something. But yeah, so got our bee boxes and everything. I think the next thing I want to do is I want to cut into this path a little bit. I think I'm going to make another entrance right here, and then I'm going to cut into this a little bit and make an exit, and then I think we're going to terraform the land a little bit right here and make a little like beekeeper's house. And the sun is going down, which is a perfect time to show you guys what else I made. So besides the I don't know if I showed you guys the walls that I did or not, but if I did, we'll just go over it really quick. But I just basically turned it into cobblestone and stone and scattered some mossy cobblestone here and there and just kind of broke up the top of it a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. So I think that turned out pretty well. Looks better than it did in my opinion anyway. So but if we come all the way over here, you can probably already see it, but we have a little fishing hut. And I know we already have an AFK fish farm down there at the skeletons, but I feel like I'm spending a lot of time underground in this playthrough so far, so I kind of wanted to start, you know, just trying to make some like useful buildings and stuff here and there. So if we walk in here, we have a nice little fishing hut, which is very cool. And so yeah, got my fishing rod on the wall, and we can actually come down here. The only reason I wanted to come over here in the first place because I have a bed. But yeah, so we have a AFK fish farm here, which is nice because I've not been AFK fishing a whole lot, and I need to be so that way I can get more books. We haven't gotten anything super crazy. Thorns 2 is pretty good. I did get this Silk Touch pick, which is really good. I'm going to put that on my shovel because I feel like most of the time when I enchant shovels, I get ones with Fortune, and that makes it to where anytime I try to go and like dig up gravel, it absolutely ruins that. It gives me tons of flint back, and that is not what I want. So we have a little bit of extra storage here and stuff like that, so that way I can empty these out every once in a while and store all the good stuff. And I made this cool little window, which is underneath the little dock. And I want to, there's no fish or anything in this little pond, but I'd like to put some in here so that way on the off chance that we're down here and we're looking out this thing, it'd be kind of cool to see some fish swimming by and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. So come back up here. And I think I like it a lot. It's a little small, but it makes it a lot cozier. And I put some little bookcases and stuff as decorations, and got some chests. These obviously don't have anything in them, but you know, just decoration stuffs. And yeah, so that's really cool. I like that a lot. We got a little basin with some water, like a little tub or whatever. Not really a tub, but like a little container, I guess. I don't know what to call it. And yeah, got our little dock here. We could fish off of it. I went ahead and used a bunch of bone meal on the floor of the little pond here because I didn't know initially that you could use bone meal on like underwater and it would make seaweed. So I think that was really cool. It kind of gives it a little bit more life instead of it just being all, you know, flat and boring under there. So I think that's really cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear off some of this little section right here, try to terraform the land a little bit, and we're going to build a bee house. So I will come back once we've got that, and then I'll try to decorate the inside of it and everything. And I want to put some shears and stuff that I can grab in there, and maybe some storage for the honeycombs and stuff like that, because I don't normally keep shears on me, and it would be nice to be able to harvest these, you know, like on the fly. If I come down here and I see that they're full like this, I can run over here to the bee house really quick and grab a pair of shears. So yeah, I'm gonna tear this up a little bit. I hate tearing this up because I feel like I put so much time into these, but has to be done. And yeah, we're gonna come back and see this bee house. So see you in a second. You know, while I was tearing some of this out, there's actually this right here, which is kind of funny because this is the first, like in the very first episode, where when we landed in the little pond over there, I came over here and I dug down a little bit to grab some stone and everything, and this is still here. So I thought that was kind of funny. Little throwback to episode 1. And now I'm going to build a house on top of it. So how much the world has changed, I guess. Alrighty. So as you can see, the house is pretty much done. I want to go inside with you guys really quick. Let me show you the outside first. So you got the little awning and everything. And of course, this is still like me getting a lot of inspiration from the guy I was talking about last episode, Mythical Sausage. I don't know, he just has a really like nice build style that kind of meshes really well with what like I envision this area to kind of look like, I guess. Which then again, it could just be me watching a bunch of his videos like, hey, that's cool, let me put that in my world or whatever. But I don't know, you make small adjustments here and there to kind of accommodate for your own stuff. But yeah, so it's got like a cool little window in it and everything, and got some stones and stuff scattered around the outside of it to kind of give it a little bit more, you know, depth and texture and stuff. And yeah, pretty cool. So I really like the door because he does these little trap doors all the way around it, so you can kind of see into it, but it gives it, I don't know, just a cool little feel. So I want to put a lantern in here so we can get rid of this torch. And then he does this really cool thing where if you put a flower pot down and that and this, it kind of looks like the sapling is like growing into this little plant. So I thought that was kind of neat. I needed, really quick, let me run over here and grab a piece of leather from the AFK fish farm because I wanted to make an item frame. So give me 1 second. Okay, item frame. And then you can set the item frame down and put our little pair of shears in there so it looks like they're just kind of sitting on the table. Very cool. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can actually put this down. Yeah, I don't really like that. I know some people do it so that way it kind of, maybe if you do it with like a birch pressure plate, it would look better and it wouldn't like Z fight so hard with that. But yeah, either way, we'll just leave it like that because it kind of looks cool. So now I have some random pressure plate in my inventory, but that's okay. I like to have a bed in all of them, or like all of the houses that I've been building, just so that way I have somewhere, like if it gets dark really quickly, I can just run into one of these houses and sleep, because I don't want a whole bunch of, you know, mobs spawning everywhere. But I kind of want to put some carpet in here too, but I don't really have any on me at the moment. So let's not worry about that for just now. We can do, we got to do it on do a barrel and a chest up there. That looks kind of cool. And I want to put one more. I think we'll just tear this out and put it right there. That way this has a little bit of storage. We'll put all of our shears in here. One away. We'll just do it like that. And then we can store our honeycombs in one of these or whatever. And then I wanted to very quickly... See, it's already getting dark. So now we can sleep in our new little house. But yeah, so I wanted to bring the details of it. I meant to bring some bone meal to kind of put some more bushes and stuff around here, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. So we'll just grab a couple things like this and that. And this is pretty much how I do these paths the entire time, is you just kind of alternate between, I do alternate between log, cobblestone, and then regular planks, and then every once in a while I'll put, you know, stone slabs or just stuff like that, but you know, scattered around, so this way it kind of looks like just a rock, whatever, sitting on the ground. And then I can go this and that. and we'll kind of just like fence in this area a little bit. And then let's come around over here really quick. And I'll kind of just do something like this. And then once you've got your basic framework done, I kind of just take leaves and kind of stack them up here and there. That way it gives it a little bit more color. So now we have like a little, I don't know, we could put something here maybe, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. Put some more bushes down. I always feel weird when I get close to these trees because then it kind of, I don't know, meshes with it a little bit and it makes it seem kind of weird on my end, but I think it's just a me thing, not a huge deal. So yeah, and then for a little bit of lighting, I normally just kind of alternate between a torch here and there and then a lamp every so often. That way we get, you know, not so dark on the path here. So this looks really cool. I'm really happy with this. And that looks nice too. Actually, I'm keeping those on my hotbar. But yeah, so we can actually just kind of bring that around a little bit. And then maybe something like that. And then we're all fenced in and good. All I need to do is grab some bone meal and stuff and get a little bit of this outside out, or like done. I've been trying to make sure I go under a lot of these right here, these random stones and stuff like that, so there's not grass underneath them. And then I'll just put stone to make sure it's kind of like an actual, I don't know. It blends a little bit better in my head, I guess. But yeah, so now we can come in here. We can grab these. We can come all the way over here, and then if any of these bee boxes are full, I don't think the bees have really migrated over to these other boxes just yet. I think I need to breed them a little bit more. But because of the campfires underneath them and everything, we can shear these, and we get lovely honeycombs. And I guess I also need to put some bottles and stuff in this little house as well, so that way I can make sure we can get bottles of honey and everything, so we can, I wonder if, I don't know how to make honey blocks. I wonder if that's with bottles of honey. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, so honeycombs will be in there from now on. And yeah, cool little house and everything. Very cool. So I think the next thing I want to do, I think I want to build a house for the librarian that we're going to cure. He's still down there in the basement of the house for now. But I want to bring him all the way up and kind of bring him out into like a little house, because from what I was seeing, the best way to get a villager to sell you a mending book is to basically just have him, you know, walking around in his, like, whatever area you want him to stay in, and then you just basically place a lectern, a little bookcase thing, near him, and then once he switches his job over to the librarian, you check it, see if he's selling a mending book. If he's not, you just break the lectern, wait for him to, you know, change back to a regular villager, and then rinse and repeat. And then once he has the mending book, you just trade with him and everything to lock his trades in, and then yeah, you take it from there. So I think I'm gonna try to mess around and see if I can find a cool design for a I don't know, we might make it like a whole, like, little enchanting house or something like that, just to kind of fit in with the, you know, have some decor and stuff in the actual insides of it. And I'll figure out where to put it, and we'll build one of those, and then I'll come back and we'll try to get this mending villager going. So see you then. Alrighty, so look at that. It's been an entire 8 like 8.5, maybe 9 hours of nighttime for me in real life, and I've been AFK fishing the whole time. As you can see, we got tons of saddles that I can't hold anymore. Like I refuse to store those. There's no reason to. I wish you could break those down for leather, actually. That would be kind of cool. But so you can see by my level, I had 70, but I got a feather falling book, which was really good. So I didn't have feather falling on these boots at all yet. So now we have that. I need to repair these before I die. And I also got a Silk Touch. It was a Silk Touch and Efficiency 4 and something else, but the Efficiency 4 combined with this to make Efficiency 5, and I got Silk Touch on it, so now I don't have to worry about ruining gravel anymore and getting flint. I went ahead and emptied all of these out, and surprisingly it filled all the way up to this top chest. There was like probably up to here in just different kinds of loot and stuff, so I'll kind of go over what I got besides all those saddles out there that are polluting my water. So I did keep one barrel of saddles. I don't know why. I'll probably end up throwing these away too, because I still have a bunch of them up there next to the stable. Those are as many water bottles as I got. I got all of this junk, and then I got a bunch of fishing rods and bows, but I just kept grindstoning them down to get more levels. And then we got salmon that I'm almost full on cod already. Puffer fish. You surprisingly don't get a lot of tropical fish. That one's empty. And then we got enchantments. Nothing super crazy. The ones that I was pretty much looking out for were pretty much just mending, and then Silk Touch is really nice as well to have. But we've got some pretty decent stuff here. There's some alright enchantments scattered throughout. But yeah, nothing I can really use at the moment, but if we end up needing them, they're here. I already have a bunch of like books that are pretty much ready to enchant a trident if I ever get one, but they're just, the drop chance on them is so low that good luck with that pretty much. But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to update you guys on that. Alrighty, so as you've seen from the little, I guess, transitional footage, I got Filbert, and he's completely good, like probably the best villager I have ever had. So I've seen this method or whatever where you just kind of, I don't know, you're not hoping for the best. You actually just put the lectern down, and then you know, just break it and replace it every time that they lose their job. So that way you can just pretty much guarantee that you're going to get mending. And it is a little bit time consuming, but it didn't really take all that long compared to how good the mending enchantment is. So let me sleep really fast. But yeah, because he was a villager that I cured, he automatically gives me a discount anyway, and he was originally going to charge me 22 emeralds for a book of mending, which is, I think that's one of the lower prices that you can get for mending. So this is definitely the better of, you know, the mending trades that you can get, but he lowered it all the way to 1 emerald. So it's literally like me providing a book, and then if I want to, I can just trade him a singular book back, and he'll give me an emerald to pay for the mending. So it's fantastic. And this AFK fish farm has been, you know, putting in work. I've done a little bit more just so that way I could repair my tools, because as you can see, I've added mending to literally everything. I put the Silk Touch on my shovel, by the way, so that's helping out a lot. But yeah, I'm pretty much good to go at this point. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. I think that I want to try and go to the nether and kill some wither skeletons in this next episode and try to grab enough wither skeleton skulls to fight a wither, because I personally have never fought a wither. I kind of, like, once the wither and stuff came out in Minecraft, I kind of was already, you know, taking a break from it at that point, so it would be really cool to fight that boss. I've never, like, legitimately fought him. I fought him in, like, a modded Minecraft Let's Play, but, I mean, or not a Let's Play, but, like, a playthrough, and that was way easier, because modded has all kinds of extra weapons and stuff, but, yeah, so I think that's going to be the goal for the next episode, and then, after we get our beacon, we can, start mining a lot more efficiently in the mines and stuff like that, and we can even try to start getting are heading our way over to the stronghold, wherever that may be. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.